Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new to this channel, hello and welcome back. In today's video, I want to address those thing that's been going on with the death of, with regards to the death of Sammie Okposo. You know, honestly speaking, I find it difficult to understand why our people will always like to use people's misfortunes, so to say, as a time for us to trend. I mean, that is the in word now. Everybody wants to trend, everybody wants to be known, everybody wants to, I don't know why we think it's something that is important, something that is okay for us to do, that at the time that people are going through situations, or at the time something bad happens, it's always time for us to, want to use it to either attract attention to ourselves or things like that. So the reason why I'm making this video today is like, it has to do with what I've seen over the news. First of all, I want to send out my sincere condolence to the family of our beloved brother Sammie Okposo. So I remember, in recently, I think sometime in January, there was a situation with him. I don't want to go too into details about that. I made a video about it, not directly, directly about him, but about everything that has to do with him. Because when that situation came up, people were saying a lot of things, and I put my own 2 cents into what was going on then. And the angle that I tried to explain then was trying to explain that the issue of condemning Sammie Okposo or anything is not, it doesn't make too much of a sense to me, because this is who this guy is. All he needed then was help, for people to help him. For people who do not know, this man was a gospel artist in Nigeria, and then he was really very popular. He was good. I like most of his songs. And then sometime in January, there was a scandal. A lady came out and accused him of having an affair with her, and then eventually according to her, she got pregnant by him, and then all that. I don't want to go into details with that. Then fast forward, on Friday, we got the news that this guy passed. Was it for Friday? Basically a few days ago. Today's Monday. Yeah, I think about Friday or something. No, I think on, wait, I think on Saturday. I think on either Friday or Saturday. I'm not exactly very sure. This November, this past weekend. So he passed. And then at this point, I'm not exactly very sure how he passed. Some people said he slept and he didn't wake up. Some people say he slumped. A lot of things. Bottom line, he passed. So now, after this guy passed, and then I began to see things that are, showing up on the internet about him and stuff like that, where, the first person that made a comment about him was this Apostle Johnson Suleiman. I'm trying so hard not to sound rude when it comes to mentioning that man's name. He was the first person, of course, expectedly. What do you expect? Came out and started condemning how people are talking about him, how people are saying about, that now everybody's talking about his death. They were the people that killed him, that when he had issues that he had, and he made a lot of claims there that it was the church and the pastor, that condemnations from people that caused this man. And then when they were saying that another pastor, Pastor Demina, or whatever, I think that's his name, came out and he was really very vocal, saying that it was actually the church and the wickedness in the church and everything that caused the demise of this guy. And it baffled me to, hear things like that when these people talked about it. I know a lot of people have said something about it, and I want to add my own thing to say, just like everyone else is saying. If these people, okay, first of all, if at the point that because honestly for me, I don't want to believe, because people are saying that when this thing happened, there was a lot of condemnation, and then people isolated him, people left him, and some people are saying that he died of depression, he died of loneliness and all whatnot, which of course, honestly, I do not believe. I don't want to believe that Sammie Okposo was that lonely, because the truth about it is this: when this thing happened, when the news broke, the next day or few days after, he made a post and he wrote an extensive apology to the world, to the ministers, to everybody, whoever that cares, that it concerns, and specifically to his wife. And then after that incident, after the apologies, I saw that another video where he posted, I think he took a trip like a vacation with his wife. And then in that his letter that he wrote there, he says something that he on his own was going to be taking a step back from ministry work, which was a very noble thing to do. I applauded him when he did that. I applauded him, and I saw that as a very matured, very sincere move from a man, you know. Not, he wasn't trying to blame anybody. He wasn't trying to cut corners. He wasn't trying to. He came out open and he accepted his mistakes. He apologized for it. He did not make excuses for what he did at all. He did not. So and I believe at that point that the only two people that needed to forgive that man was God and his wife. Every other person, it doesn't matter. Everybody, we are all work in progress. We have our own shortcomings. So now, these people coming out now to be saying that Sammie Okposo was, that he was isolated. That Pastor Demina said that one of the things that kills a man is loneliness, isolating, blah, blah, blah. They made it look as if the whole world drove Sammie Okposo into a desert and just left him there. But I don't want to believe that is the truth, because in my little research, I realized that since that is, in fact, within this period, even up until December, incidentally he passed, this guy has been having a lot of other commitments, a lot of, when I take commitments, I mean performances, where he was supposed to perform alongside other artists, gospel artists and everything. So it wasn't a case, I didn't see it as a case of somebody who was completely thrown away and everybody rejected him, friends and family, everybody rejected him. No, there was nothing like that. I don't want to believe there's anything like that. The reason why I'm saying it is because after the whole incident, he was the one that said he wanted to step aside. But after that, I still saw that he still had some performances. He still has some, performances that he did, some events that he graced, that he performed in. So I don't know where people are getting this idea that everybody threw him away, deleted his number, isolated him, treated him like he was. I don't know where people got that from. And it's unfortunate that people will be using something like this and a situation like this as one to maybe draw attention to themselves or make themselves look better than everybody. And I ask the same question that everyone else is asking. For Pastor Apostle Johnson Suleiman and Pastor Demina, these are the two that have come out openly to talk about this thing. I don't know what was your own role when you thought the whole world abandoned this guy. What did you do? In what way did you try to show example to every other person that may have failed this guy by your own assertion that people abandoned him? What did you do? Because I never say a time they say that Sammie Okposo went to perform at Pastor Demina's, I don't even know what his name is, Demina's church or that of Apostle Johnson Suleiman. I didn't see anything like that. So why coming out now to say that, okay, and again, if at that time, before he passed, and you realized that something like this was going on, why didn't you come out then to say, look, this guy went through this thing, and now look at what he's going through. I spoke to him so and so day. He sounded like he's depressed because the whole world. Why didn't you cry out before now? Why coming out now? And it makes me to believe that people are doing all these things, like trying to, take advantage of people's misfortune or this particular incident that has happened now to make themselves look good. I don't understand it, like trying to make everybody else look bad and make themselves look good. I don't know why people are fond of doing all these things. It does not even make any sense to me. It does not make any sense. I do not, like I said before, I do not believe that Sammie Okposo died of isolation, depression, or whatever people will call it. I do not want, personally, I don't believe it. There was one report I saw that said that he battled heart issues, before now. I don't know how true that is. But honestly, I do not want to believe that he died of... who dies of isolation? Like, I don't know. I want to believe that his wife forgave him. His family forgave him. He had his friends. I saw a poster. I think that was the performance that was supposed to come up this December. With him and a couple of other artists, Sinach and the rest of them. He has been performing with all these people. So he was not totally, casted out. Nobody should blame anybody when that particular incident came out. I mean, things like that happen, people have to say something. Nobody killed him. People had to say what they have to say. I gave my own little token, then not really actually condemning him, but trying to tell whoever that cares to listen that, look, as far as I can remember, Sammie Okposo way years ago, I know this is not the first time that Sammie Okposo has been in the news with him and women. It's not the first time. So happening now to me, it wasn't too much of a surprise to me. But like I said in that video, does that make him a bad person? No. Does that mean that he doesn't have a relationship with God? Absolutely not. And I don't believe in that, because as a Christian, I believe that the love of God covers us. The love of God is so stronger than what we can even imagine. People can condemn you, but as long as you understand your relationship with this God and know that God, while the world is condemning you, God can never condemn you. I know that. I believe that. And that gives me going. So that's just my thought about the whole thing. When I saw the whole thing, I felt like I need to tell most these pastors, or maybe another one that wants to come out, people need to stop. Like at this point, stop. You cannot be condemning people when you do exactly the same thing you think that people, or you claim people are doing. You say pastors faith, you people are the pastors. Lay people like us on the street don't have Sammie Okposo's contact. We are not friends with him. We are not close to him. So you pastors that are close to him, what did you do when you see that the other pastors didn't do anything? What did you do? That is the question everybody was asking. What did you do? Anyways, that is just what I wanted to say in this video. Whatever your thought is, you can leave it at the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.